to start with, how would you describe yourself? Just 3 words to describe your personality, but only 3, okay? Okay. Right. Oh, good. Interesting. Well, and what do you think? What qualities and what character traits do you value most of all in people in general? And do you think you have those qualities? Right. Interesting. Well, and what are the qualities that you hate most of all in others that are really annoying for you? Do you think you ever tend to be this way as well? Right. Well, and are you an ambitious person? What is your definition of ambition? What do you think? What is it? How would you explain it? Right. That's quite interesting. Well, some people say that being ambitious is really good for you so that you'll achieve more in your further life. Some people say that sometimes being super ambitious can be like bad for you and for those surrounding you. So what's your opinion? Is it actually good or bad to be ambitious? And where is the boundary? Yeah, like to what extent? Right. Whatever you say, yeah. I'm not too judgy here. Just taking some notes. Right, well, and what do you think success is? How would you define it? What is success for you? Let's put it this way. Interesting. Okay. Right. What do you think? Are you a successful person? Do you consider yourself as a successful person? Okay. And then, what do you think? Like, what's the best way to achieve success? What would you do for that? What 5 tips would you give to somebody who wants to become successful? Of course, it's very subjective, yeah, so I'm just interested in your opinion. And I know these questions might seem quite cheesy, but still, it's really important for us to know what you think about it, okay? So 5 tips. Okay. And what else? Okay. Anything else you can think of? Right. Okay, well, that's quite interesting, I must say. Okay. And then, what do you think determines how successful we can become. You know, like for example, some kids can fail at school, but then in their further life, they can become like super successful in business and some other things in science, whatever they are doing. So what do you think? What can be the reason for that? Right. In your opinion, is it actually possible to achieve high results in every sphere in your life? Or you will always have to sacrifice something? Okay, I'll take that down. Interesting. Well, and then what do you think when it comes to first impression? How important is it to make a really good first impression? And what if you fail? So basically, do we have a chance to make this first impression for the second time? Okay. And do you actually tend to judge people depending on the first impression they made on you? Okay. Interesting. What do you think? What was the most, I don't know, like maybe embarrassing or just the funniest situation in your life when you actually failed to make a good first impression on somebody? Has it ever happened to you? And if yes, what was that? And what was the reason why you failed? I think we all have had such cases. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what happens. I would never like judge somebody just because of that. Ever. Seriously. Alright, well, then many people say that people used to be happier before. Like that the previous generations, like our parents, grandparents, used to be happier, and now we have some kind of devaluation of happiness, and that's why for the current generations, for youngsters, it can be really hard to, feel this happiness. So they need more and more and more for that. What do you think about it? Is it actually true? Yeah, like sad but true. Wow. And then what would you say? Do you think you're happy? Are you happy? Don't lie to me. Okay. What is happiness for you? I'll definitely take that down. Interesting. Right. And then, when it comes to being happy or unhappy or whatever you are, what do you think? What can cheer you up in your everyday life? Let's say like top 3 things that can cheer you up. That can make you feel happier, maybe a bit more, whatever, like cheerful, feeling better. What can make you feel better? This can be something very simple. Okay. Yeah, the scale of those things doesn't really matter. can be something very basic, it can be something more global, whatever you think can make you feel better, can make you feel happier. Okay. What do you do to improve your mood, to boost your mood? Right, well, then let's talk about changes. How easy is it for you to make changes in your life? Whatever it is, like hairdo, some other stuff, moving from one place to another, some changes in your relationships with people, like whatever. Well, let's start with the changes that are more about our look. So would you easily, I don't know, like dye your hair in different color, or cut it really short if you have longer hair, or start growing longer hair if you have short hair, and so on? Maybe some kind of piercing, tattoos. What do you think about it? Some ways to modify our look. Right. Okay. Oh, whatever you say. It's like there are no right or wrong answers here. So just whatever you think. Okay. And now what about some more global changes in your life? Would you easily move from one place to another, no matter if it's just changing like apartments within one city, changes cities within one country, or even changing the country, like moving abroad? Have you ever moved abroad? Okay. What was the most like dramatic, drastic change you've made recently, like lately? What first comes to your mind? And what do you think? Can our decisiveness actually influence our quality of life? Does it depend on how decisive we are and how we can embrace those changes and stuff? Okay. Maybe. Go. Okay. Well, would you think, like in general, if the person is avoiding changing something, leaving their comfort zone and stuff, what does it tell us about this person? And is it actually a sign of something? Is it important, or right? Okay. Right, well, going back to happiness, some people would say that you can feel happier at certain age in your life. Like, for example, somebody would say that kids, teenagers are usually happier, and then in like adult life, again, it's harder to find its happiness or something. What do you think? Is it actually true? I mean, yeah, we obviously need more stuff to feel happier in adult life, like, becoming more mature and stuff. So, when you're a kid, it's definitely easier to make you happy. But still, what do you think about it? Like, does it also depend on age? Or is it more about experience or something else? Alright. No, that's fine. Yeah, like like I said, there are no correct and incorrect, like right and wrong answers. So whatever you think, I would really appreciate you being honest and just giving answers like really, really like straight and sincere, you know. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Well, let me put it down to you. Okay. Now about being famous. Would you ever want to be famous? Become famous? Maybe you already are. Okay. What do you think? Being famous, does it actually have more advantages or disadvantages? Okay. What are the main advantages of being famous? And what are the main disadvantages of being famous? Would you be able to easily deal with paparazzi and stuff and like lack of privacy if you had those perks of being a famous person, like, you know, the ones you named? Okay. So is it actually worth it? Right. Okay. Yeah, vale la pena. Okay. Good. Well, then, you know, there are definitely some things that can tell us like what kind of person we see in front of us, like the way they dress, the way they look, the way they speak, and so on. Do you pay a lot of attention? Do you pay much attention to the way people speak, like their voices, the intonation, how, you know, let's say maybe like how intelligent they are, like in their speech, yeah, and stuff like that. Okay. Right. Yeah. And what do you think, like when it actually comes to interacting and talking to somebody in real life, in person? So in this case, what would matter more to you? What would be more important to you? The way the person speaks, like what they're talking about, the way they're talking about it, or their look, just like their face expressions, their body language, and like some other visual stuff. So would it be more like about audio or visual parts? Right. Okay. Good. Oh, got it. Yeah. I guess this way we are like in this aspect, in this regard, we are all so different. So everybody would have different opinion. Yes, somebody would like vote for more like visual aspect. Somebody would go for more like audio. So it really depends. It's like the same as ASMR, right? Some people enjoy the visual parts. Some people are more about like listening to the sound itself. So it can be like totally different. Yeah. Then, talking about online, like online communication, online friendship, online relationships, what do you think in general? Would you be able to fall in love with somebody with just talking to them, like texting with them, for example, without seeing this person? Or maybe has it ever happened to you? No, it's just about your experience. So, yeah, I guess that would be different for everybody again. Right. Okay. Got it. Right, well, and then, do you actually think if it's good or bad that we are moving towards like having everything in more like digital form, and the communication often switches more like to online, and stuff like that? So we are, like in many cases, even with our real life friends, people we know in person, we would mostly like text each other or like call or have some kind of like a video chat. So how often do you actually hang out with your friends in person? Yeah, I guess it's like look, yeah, right. No, it's only about like your own experience. So again, there's no like objective truth when it comes to that. Do you actually think that the current development of technology, is it rather good or rather bad? Because again, there are people who are afraid that the technology will take over. There are people who think that it's great that humans, technologies are like blending, not blending, but you know what I mean. So there are more and more kinds of technologies, like wearable technologies and different kind of stuff. What do you think? Could you actually live without devices? Like, could you do without them? Like, let's say, refuse from your like phone, tablet, laptop, whatever for a week. Okay, let's say like, given that, for example, you don't need to use them for work, right? So if you could make a living without them in your personal, social, like everyday life, would you actually be able to do without devices and stuff, like gadgets of different kinds? What do you think? How long would you last? Okay. Well, at least you're being honest. Okay. What are, again, let's say three devices, appliances, gadgets, whatever, something technological items that you wouldn't be able to survive without, wouldn't be able to live without? But you can choose only three. Yeah. Okay. And what about the third one? Okay. Got it. Well, yeah, there are definitely advantages and disadvantages to technology, but yeah, that's for sure. Okay. Well, and then when it comes to kids, what do you think? At what age does it actually make sense to like give a phone to your kid, for example? Like, because again, people are saying that the earlier they get access to technologies, to phones, to internet and stuff, the more helpless they can be in their future without all these things. So what do you think? Like childhood without devices or with devices? What age? Okay. Oh, totally, yeah. Well, and what is your favorite website? Don't lie to me. Let's say, yeah, it can be application as well. So if it's like something like YouTube or Instagram, yeah, you can include it in that list. Let's say 5 most frequently used websites or apps. What would they be? No judging. No. You can tell me anything. I won't tell anybody. Only me and my notebook. That's it. Nobody else will find out. Perfect. Thank you. Wonderful. And what do you think? Many people say that with all these kinds of online communication, like other things that are related to talking, like meeting people online, we might feel less lonely than people used to feel before. You know, like let's say 50 years ago when it was really harder to find friends. Maybe easier. It's like really up to you, like what you think. So was it easier before, or is it easier now to find your like soulmate and find your friend, or like just some nice people to talk to and some people you would get along with? So is it easier now with all these possibilities that technology gives us, or was it easier before when people would actually have to go to I don't know, like to a pub, to a bar to meet somebody, to some events and stuff? Okay. How did you meet your best friend? How did it happen? Was it online? Was it offline? What age were you? How long have you been friends? Tell me about your best friend. Okay. You know, I really like to listen and watch people talking about people they love or like. So I always like asking questions about like best friends, like partners, like family and so on, because in this case when you talk about somebody who really matters to you, yeah, you look really cute. I can see how you care for this person, so yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, and then what qualities should this person like have possessed to be able to actually become your best friend? Okay. Reasonable. Yeah. Agree. You know, when it comes to being able to text somebody, I have noticed that very often, like well, before people used to call somebody, you know, just to ask something, to discuss some things. Now they would rather text. What category do you belong to? Would you rather text somebody or would you call them right away? And what does it depend on? Maybe how close you are with this person, or what this person prefers, like texting or calling. So, or maybe whatever you prefer, because I have noticed that now maybe there are just like 2 or 3 people I can call. Like in most other cases, I would rather like text them and that's it. So it's like, and I have noticed that I'm also not a big fan of people calling me right away, you know. So I would rather it would be so much better if they just texted and that would be it. So that would actually be better, I guess. Makes so much sense, right? Okay. I know that there are some people who would never answer the phone when somebody's calling them. So, what was the last call that you simply ignored? Like, for example, not like a missed call, but when you saw that somebody was calling you on the phone and you were like, no, I'm not gonna take it up. Have you ever hung up on somebody? You know, finishing conversation really abruptly. Has it ever happened to you that somebody would hang up on you? Do you find it annoying? I would be really mad if somebody did it to me, but I mean, it's life. I've done it a few times though, like guilty, yeah. Well, anyway. Then, what do you think? In general, when it comes to job interviews, what is the secret of success? What helps you be really successful in job interviews? And has it ever happened to you? Well, I suppose it has happened to everybody, that you didn't get the job, like your dream job, because you failed the interview, like something went wrong and then you just couldn't get the job you wanted so badly. Okay. And then when was the last time you were really, really happy and like satisfied with the way you did the job interview and you were like, yep, I nailed it? Do you actually belong to those people who change their jobs often? Switch them like from one company to another, or maybe like changing the whole sphere yours like working in, the whole like the specialty itself? Yeah. What do you think would motivate you to change the job, like to look for another job? Would it be just the desire of like professional growth, promotion, or would it be some like bad attitude at work? And that, like, what would be the main reason why would you like to change your job? Or would it only be like about the salary itself, like the money? So right. That's reasonable. That makes sense, totally. is the job of your dream? Would you say that now your current one is your dream job, or not really? Okay. All right. Okay, so if you, let's say, if you don't have, like, if your current job is not the actual job of your dream job, what do you think you need to do in order to get one? In order to get the job of your dream? Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Well, when it comes to traveling, what is the next, like, the destination of your dream? Where would you go? If you could go anywhere, literally, what place would it be? What would you choose? Where would you choose to go? Why? Why exactly this country? Why exactly this place? What is so good about it? Okay. What is the place? What is the place like on the planet where you would never want to go? Either you have already been there and you would never go back, or just some place that you've never been to, but like you would never choose it as your like traveling destination. Okay. Makes sense. Right. Why is that? Okay. Really? Right. Oh, it's like whatever you say. Okay. All right. And what do you think, like in general, tourism? Many people say that it's always good because it can boost the economy of certain country, which is like tourist destination and stuff like that. But some people say that it can also harm the place, a lot, because big amount of tourists, it's not like always good, right? And there can be some reasons like environmental ones, cultural, and some other that can Okay, so what do you think, like tourism as such, is it rather good or bad, or how can we balance those advantages, disadvantages, and make it like win-win for everybody, for locals, for tourists and stuff? Interesting. Right. Okay. Now, that's actually a very interesting point. And Very interesting opinion, so thank you. What do you think about travel shows on TV, on YouTube? Now we have so many travel bloggers on YouTube and stuff, so do you have your own favorite blogger? Like travel blogger? What do you like about them? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Good. Right. What do you think? Such shows and blogs, do they actually inspire and motivate people to travel more? Or can they actually, lessen this craving, this like lust for wonder and stuff like that? So instead of going somewhere, we would rather watch the show and that's it and stay home. Okay, interesting. And what was actually the latest show you watched? Doesn't matter if it's like something on YouTube, Netflix, whatever streaming platform or service can be. What genre is it? Good. Did you like it? If you start watching something and then you see that it's kind of boring or whatever, like you don't like it for some reason, would you continue watching to see if it gets better, or would you just stop immediately and not waste your time? Right. Okay. Do you do the same with books? Would you give it a chance to impress you, to fascinate you, or if like the first, like let's say 20 pages are not so fascinating, you would just drop it? Okay. So can you generally say that you're a patient person? On the scale from 1 to 10, how patient are you? 1 being super impatient and 10 being like okay. Interesting. I hope you're being honest with me. Yeah, sure you do. Sure you are. Okay. Well, I guess that I have already asked you so many questions and I still have some, but I think that we'll leave them till the other video, okay? Maybe in the next one I will ask you even more stuff. Let me know what kind of questions you enjoy most of all, and maybe what ideas you have for some other question videos, what you'd like me to ask you. And yeah, have a good one. Thank you so much.